Good afternoon, everyone. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, Long Island's largest rock salt source, and also your source for any of the fabulous snow and ice melt products. Should we ever get a winter storm, which is not going to happen anytime soon, but just in case, they've got snow blowers, shovels, scrapers, and all sorts of other products to deal with winter weather and beyond. 631-756-1125. Nowhere can you find better prices. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. So, as we take a look at the satellite loop, it's pretty obvious that it's a fairly miserable day across much of eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England as these clouds roll in from west to east. What we have is a warm front that is just setting up pretty much right overhead, and that warm front is going to be heading to the northeast. You can see down here at midday, we've got a very active front producing showers, thunderstorms, and severe weather. This is another day of elevated severe weather risk across much of the Gulf states and into parts of the southeast U.S. And back up here to the north, where you see this rotation, that is what's left of the snow, the heavy snow that has fallen in the plains. And the endless stream of weather systems continues out in the west, where another round of rain and heavy snow is on the way. In fact, if we check out the watches and warnings map, as of midday, you can see we still have winter storm warnings up for parts of central Nebraska, northeast into Minnesota, and parts of Wisconsin. Winter weather advisories surrounding that. We have in the west a lot of flash flood watches up in California, up and down the state, and winter storm warnings up for the Sierra Nevadas. Across the south, we have flash flood watches and a rather large tornado watch that is up until 7 p.m. tonight that extends from southeast Louisiana northeastward through Mississippi and Alabama and all the way up into central Tennessee. And this area is pretty active, or is going to be pretty active when we check it out on the radar. First off, looking at what's going on in the Northeast, I'll give it a quick refresh here. You can see the area of rain that covers southern New England and southeastern New England, back to the Hudson Valley, Long Island, most of New Jersey except South Jersey, kind of tailed off a bit there. Rain lightens up a bit in southern Pennsylvania. And then as we go further to the west and south, you can see the green boxes are all local flash flood warnings that are going up. The red box you see there in west central Alabama is a tornado warning that is up as of 12:30 this afternoon Eastern Time, and a few other severe thunderstorm warnings that are popping up. In the west, it's not yet underway, but we're starting to get the next round of rains moving into California. As we said, in the west, especially in California, the rains have been pretty much endless. Rainfall amounts over the next 7 days in the west are going to be substantial. We're talking 5 to 10 inches or more of liquid precip, and where it's snow in the Sierra Nevadas, there's going to be a ton of it. Also in the east, we're looking at anywhere from, say, 3/4 of an inch to as much as 2 or 3 inches being indicated for parts of Alabama to southwest Georgia. In the northeast, a half to 3/4 of an inch, mainly from Philadelphia to New York City, northward and northeastward through much of New England, except up in Maine, where it's colder there, and they're going to see a little bit of snow out of what's going on at the moment. This is the probability of at least 2 inches, and the probabilities are 50% or higher in central and northern Maine. And then, of course, you've got the near 100% probability today of snow up from northeast Nebraska into Wisconsin. And then out in the west, it gets fairly busy with regards to snowfall probabilities over the next 7 days. On WPC's long-range forecast on snow, this is from Friday right into next Tuesday. There is hardly anything that is going to fall in the eastern part of the United States. This is about as unfavorable a pattern as you're going to get as far as accumulating snows are concerned for the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states, and for that matter, pretty much anybody in the eastern half of the U.S. So we're going to get this warm front to come through, which means that temperatures are going to be in the 50s and then just kind of sit there overnight, setting us up for a very warm day tomorrow. If we should break out into any kind of sun, I think we could see temperatures reach the middle and upper 60s and probably challenge some records Wednesday afternoon. Cold front comes through with some showers late Wednesday into early Thursday. We'll dry it out somewhat and cool it down somewhat as we head toward Friday and the weekend. There are a couple of upper air disturbances that are going to work through. One on Friday that could produce some scattered rain showers and maybe some scattered snow showers up in upstate New York. And it's going to be one of these situations with so little cold air around that you're going to have to look to elevation. And then over the weekend, Saturday looks okay. We've got a little low coming out of the plains, moving east. Looks like it might spread some snow in parts of Indiana and Ohio on Saturday, maybe into western PA and West Virginia. It starts to move to the east, more to the east on Saturday night with a little snow in PA, but this is all light precip, and then that's gone by Sunday morning. And then as we move into next week, another low, this one in northern Georgia on Monday, slides out to the south with mostly a chilly rain, perhaps later Monday night into Tuesday, maybe some wet snow mixed in some colder spots. But again, from a winter weather perspective, this is pretty much a big yawn going forward, and there's no real sign of this weather pattern changing anytime soon. Weather in 5 is brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125 is the phone number. The website is omnitruevalue.com. Going to leave you today with the Storm Prediction Center's risk areas, and you see enhanced risk from southeast Louisiana through much of Alabama, the slight risk pushing up into Tennessee and northeast Georgia. This, by the way, all comes with a 5 to as much as 10% tornado risk. And we're going to be going through all of this tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. That is at 7:35 Eastern Time. I still can't forget that we moved the start time from 7:30 to 7:35. I keep forgetting that. 7:35 tonight, and we hope to see you then.